And hit it.
Well, you have probably heard by now that the White House Correspondents' Dinner, a celebration I have never attended, had a bit of excitement last night when a shooter literally ran through the front doors and shot up the event. Why would a man do such a thing? Well, don't count out Israel as a psyop, or Bibi Netanyahu being mad that Trump has stopped bombing Iran or AIPAC for fundraising, or just the Jews in general. Well, the man's name is Cole Thomas Allen, a 31-year-old MIT graduate, so very smart, who is a part-time teacher. Well, guess what? We have him here today. We will ask him the tough questions like, when did Bibi Netanyahu hire you? So stay tuned. We're going to be just asking questions.
Wow. Well, well, well. I bet you think we're far off. Ow. All right. Well, anything happen this weekend I should know about? Huh? Oh, you know, when Trump is involved, it always gets spicy. All right. Pot that down. Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. J. Thomas Radio. So, you think we are kidding? You think you're kidding with the Tucker stuff? Here's Tucker Carlson, I don't know, moments after this happened. He ran back to his log cabin and his studio and cranked it up and put this out.
Was this just a coincidence or another staged incident?
Tonight will be classic. It'll be funny. It'll be entertaining. There will be some shots fired tonight in the room.
Hours before the chaos, Caroline Leavitt told America to watch tonight because Donald Trump would bring the heat.
Caroline Leavitt's making a joke.
And there would be shots fired. Then suddenly, real shots were fired near the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Shots fired.
Wow.
The Secret Service rushes in, and they let Trump continue to sit there. And now they're going to resume the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and Trump still plans to deliver a speech. I'm not saying this was staged to boost Trump's tanking approval numbers, but it certainly looks odd. Trump was rushed out, guests hid under tables, Secret Service stormed the room. So the question everyone is asking now, how did they know? Was shots fired just political slang?
Nobody's
or a
asking.
chilling phrase that aged horribly within hours? Americans deserve transparency. If this was a
All right, that's how bad Tucker's gotten, that he's doing the things he accused like Brian Stelter of doing, of taking things way out of context and then creating some kind of grand conspiracy. Tucker, for years, did that. It called people out for doing that, and now he's doing it. Now, unless this is AI, and this must be the best AI I've ever seen, but he's nuts. He's actually gone, I don't know, nuts. I checked his X. I checked his X account, or his X timeline, and I checked Tucker Carlson, and this wasn't on there. So, if this is real, he's insane. He's just gone. He's doing exactly what he accused Brian Stelter of doing. So, everybody, this is here's. I'm going to recap this. Some crazy MIT graduate who got a degree in computer science, which you don't have any jobs anymore. So they designed themselves out of jobs. How perfect is that? So now what happens is that he gets a job as a part-time teacher, something that I had in graduate school. I was a substitute teacher. That's what that means. He got a job being a substitute teacher, and then he has a liberal mom and a liberal dad, and his entire fucking excuse me, I'm sorry. see, I just can't do it anymore. He has his entire family are a bunch of leftist loons, and he sucked up all the Kool-Aid, and he wrote a manifesto. So let's take a look at the manifesto. Now, the manifesto, he admits to deceiving others, and then he expresses remorse for any, what he's going to do, and for the systematic abuse of the other people he's doing this for. He claims that his actions is driven by a desire to oppose a pedophile, a rapist, and a traitor. Those are words that Massey, the Democrats, Marjorie Taylor Greene, these are the words that they are using. And now, dumbass Tucker Carlson, who, by the way, I mean, I thought he'd be happy if he, gets his $2,400 from his a month from his. He doesn't deserve, by the way, from his sister. Did you know he had a sister? I didn't know he had a sister. No wonder he doesn't bring her up. So he goes through. He outlines his rules of engagement of who he's going to shoot. I'm going to read some things from this this manifesto in a minute, and he says what he's going to do. Then he says why it's bad, and then he rebuts it, and he does this all through this manifesto. And he's he can't claim that he was insane, because he knows what he's doing. He wrote what he's doing and why he's doing it. He even wrote down, I'm not after the guards. I'm not after the SS, Secret Service agents. I'm not after shush. I was gonna say SS. What? No, I'm not running for Senate in Maine. I don't have a Nazi tattoo on my nipple. So he said. So he does that, and he does all this stuff. He is very sane. Okay, he's a smart guy, but he's also whacked out, and not crazy whacked out. He's just a leftist. He's a leftist asshole. So he goes on. He starts out his manifesto. Hold on one second. Let me sneeze and everything, and I'll get back here. Okay. Okay. He starts off. He says, "Hello, everybody," and then he starts to apologize to everybody. He apologizes to his students. He apologizes to his parents. He apologizes to the people he traveled next to. On the train. He took a train. He apologized to everyone who was abused and or murdered before this. I don't know what that means. I don't expect forgiveness. Well, there you go. But then he goes, why I did this. He says, I'm the citizen of the United States of America. My representatives do not reflect on me. All right, whatever. And I am no longer willing to permit a pedophile, rapist, and traitor to coat my hands with his crimes any longer. Okay? This is the type of garbage that we have even Republicans doing. Marjorie Taylor Greene, Massey, they ganged up with Ro Khanna, and they released this bullshit Epstein crap that now is in everybody's brain. Everybody that you don't like is an Epstein. I guarantee you it's going to happen to people. So he goes on. That's how he starts off. He goes, well, to be completely honest, I was no longer willing a long time ago, but this is the first real opportunity I've had to do something about it. So he knew what was going on. While I'm discussing this, it's also go over my expected rules of engagement. And that's what I was telling you about. Like the Secret Service, they are only targets if necessary. The administration officials, not including Mr. Patel for some reason, they are targets, prioritized from highest ranking to lowest. So from the president down. The highest ranking person there was the president. So that is what they're going to charge him with. Then he goes over the administration officials, not including Mr. Patel. Oh, I did that. The Secret Service are in target. Hotel security, not target if at all possible. Capitol Police, same as hotel security. National Guard, same as hotel security. So they go to stop him, he's going to shoot them. They raise their guns, they're going to shoot them. hotel employees, not targets at all. Guests, not targets at all. In order to minimize casualties, I will also be using buckshot rather than slugs, less penetration through walls. So he's thought this out. This is going to be really hard to say. He's crazy, you know? Yeah, we know he was a freaking loon. You know he's a leftist a-hole, but he's sane. So then he goes on to you have objections. Hey, you shouldn't do this. This is wrong, blah, blah, blah. Rebuttals. He thinks this out even to the point where he has rebuttals to objections. Objection 1. As a Christian, you should turn the other cheek. Rebuttal. Turning the other cheek is for when you yourself are oppressed. I am not person raped in the detention camps, which is a lie. I'm not the fisherman executed without trial. Fishermen, yeah, the cartels. I'm not a school kid blowing up for a child, or a child starved, or a teenage girl abused by the many criminals in this administration. All this shit is what Massey has been saying, and all the other assholes. I'm sorry. See, all the other assholes. We all know that the Democrats are scumbags, but really, Massey, Marjorie Taylor Greene, some other Republicans, they're spouting the same bullshit, the same stuff. Turning the other cheek is when someone else is oppressed. Is not Christian behavior. It is complicity with the oppressor's crimes. All right, teenage girls abused by the many criminals in this administration. He thinks this. He really, really thinks this. This is what the media, this is what the Democrats, this is what Massey, this is what Ro Khanna, this is what Marjorie Taylor Greene have all been pushing. And the media is happy to put them on, man. Okay, objection 2. This is not convenient time for you to do this. Well, whatever the best of time, I need whoever thinks this way to take a couple of minutes and realize that the world isn't about them, or whatever. Objection 3. You didn't get them all. Rebuttal. Gotta start somewhere. Objection 4. As a half-black, half-white person, you shouldn't be one doing this. Rebuttal. I don't see anyone else picking up the slack. Well, yeah, he's half-black. He has to do this, see? Whoops. Or half-white. Oops. I wonder what Tyrus is going to do with this. What? I know he's going to make a great point. I know that. Objection 5. Yield unto Caesar's what is Caesar's. The United States of America are ruled by the law, not by any one or several people. Insofar as representatives and judges do not follow the law, no one is required to yield to them. So I sort of get this, right? Because for the longest time, politicians haven't been going to jail. You know who could be put in jail right now? Ilhan Omar, Walls, Greasy Gavin Newsom, all these people, most of the 90% of the Democrats, about 50% of the Republicans. This is true. We're not putting people in jail. We're not even putting murderers in jail. Democrat judges are letting them go. Democrat DAs aren't prosecuting them. So, I mean, he has a point. We'll give him that one. But then he thanks you. Thank you to my family. Thank you to my friends. Thank you for this. Thank you for that. And then it's sincerely. Cold Force. That's his name. I'm Cold Force. He invented a kickstand or a brake system for wheelchairs. And they showed it, and it's made out of PVC. Now, that could be, he could have made this is like a working model. He didn't have the money to put it into metal. So maybe I'll give him that, but I don't know. PVC brake. Don't think it's going to work. Your friendly federal assassin. That's in quotes. The Cold Force. All right. He goes, okay, I know it's all sappy stuff is done. Blah, 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 blah. But then he says something interesting. Listen to this. Okay, now that all the sappy stuff is done, what the hell is the Secret Service doing? Sorry, gonna rant a bit here and drop some formal tone. Drop the formal tone. Okay, that was his formal tone. Like, I expected security cameras at every bend, bugged hotel rooms, armed agents everywhere, every 10 feet, metal detectors out the wazoo. What I got, who knows, maybe they're pranking me, is nothing. No damn security. Not in transport, not in the hotel, not in the event. Like, one thing that I immediately noticed walking into the hotel is a sense of arrogance. Walk in with multiple weapons and not a single person there considers the possibility that I could be a threat. Well, that's your black privilege, right? Oh my God. The security at the event, well, I'm saying that in jest, people. Calm down. The security at the event is all outside, focused on protesters, the current arrivals, because apparently no one thought about what happens if someone checks in a day before. He has a good point. Like, this level of incompetence is insane. Another good point. I very sincerely hope it's corrected by the time this country actually gets a competent leadership again. Like, if I was an Iranian agent instead of an American citizen, I could have brought a whole damn my deuce in here, and no one would have noticed it. And no one would have noticed shit. Actually insane. Oh, and if anyone is curious how doing something like this feels, it's awful. I want to throw up. I want to cry for all the things I wanted to do and never will. For all the people whose trust I betrayed, yeah, right. I experienced rage thinking about everything this administration has done. Well, that's what they want. They want all their little weird communist assholes. Sorry, I'm just gonna say it. The swear button is out the window. CC, all the communist assholes. That's what they want. They want them in a rage, and they better do something about it. Trump, Kash Patel, Homeland Security, you better start arresting these schmucks, and start with Kimmel. He's basically threatening the president, telling that joke to your wife. Really? Start with that son of a bitch, and then go down the line. And they better start getting arrested. And you better start I'm going to tell you something else. I'm going to do a rant later on about what's not getting done. And if you think that, so Tucker Carlson said something. He said that, his tanking numbers. Well, yeah. One of the reasons he has tanking numbers is that he's not getting anything done that we all wanted to get done. Yeah, the Iranian bombing, the Iranian action is a pain in the butt. But we can walk and chew gum at the same time. You gotta start, Mr. President. And I'm sorry to tell you this, but you're not getting the stuff done that needs to be done. It's embarrassing. It really is. And I can't tell my 16-year-old, well, he's busy. Nope. We have a big, sloppy, flaccid. Look at the Secret Service. You know who's back? The donut girl from Pennsylvania. Remember her? The Secret Service woman who was like the little troll, the little round, she's as wide as she is high. That girl, the donut girl, she's back. What the hell? No wonder he ran. Did you see this thing? He ran from some exit door through the magnet magnetometers or whatever they are called, the metal detectors. He ran through that, and like he was a freaking professional football player going for a touchdown. And they shot at him several times and missed, and they hit one of their agents. That's who hit that agent. It was one of the other agents, probably the donut woman. I'm telling you, if that's the kind of level of competence, this guy is right. The level of incompetence and these, because, well, for years, all we've been doing is staffing them with women and black women, and we have to put more women in combat roles, and you have to put more women in being cops. I'm sorry, ladies, but when it comes to sheer strength and size and takedown, guys have it all over you, and I'm sorry. I don't care how much you lift. There may be one or two of you that can do it. Unless you are pulling your weight, you have to leave. I mean, you got to get out of there. And this is the thing. It's not that there was women in these positions. It's that the positions have been watered down. Phew. Well, we'll be back. I'm going to do the rant later on. I got to post this. And as far as I know, we wrote the intro. We wrote the intro Sunday morning. And I thought this thing was going to be canceled, so I was going to do a show yesterday. And I didn't. I couldn't. I had to get to church, and we actually taped part of it. And we had to go to this thing that was going on with the church. And I thought it was going to be canceled because of the weather, but it wasn't. So we had to go. Anyway, we wrote that intro yesterday morning when I got up. I said, oh, Tucker's going to be on this. He's going to say some really stupid shit. But I didn't know it was going to be this fast. So we got that. I wrote that before I saw this Tucker thing. So I just want to let you know. We are prescient here. Very prescient. I'm sorry, Cece, but the swear button is gone. I know. They are, and you know what? Everybody's treating the freaking scumbag Democrats like, oh, you. I'll get to that later. Son of a bitch! You guys better start punching the Democrats in the face from now on. God damn it! Oh, oh shit. That was really bad. I know. Now I will. All right, we'll be back.